I've got a fun upgrade for my 3D printers that I've been curious about for a while, which is the Bambu Lab AMS HT, which is... Actually, this is my wife and I's initials, Heather and Tom. This is adorable. It actually stands for high temperature, which also works because we're both hot. Sorry. I recently made a video about the H2C, which Bambu sent over, and that is amazing. I love that printer a lot, and it comes with the AMS2 Pro, but they also did send the HT. It just didn't arrive until after I got the H2C. So now today I would like to see what the HT is all about. There's so many letters and initials there. If you're not entirely sure what I'm even talking about when I'm talking about the HT, basically it is a single spool AMS. So you get all of the benefits of an AMS in terms of like the automation that comes with it. It can read RFID tags. It can tell you how much filament you have remaining. It has airtight drying. So if you're printing with certain filaments like TPU or PETG, which I also never know if that's PETG or PETG or both, those kinds of things that need to be dried out to print their best, that's where an AMS really helps. And if you don't need the full-on AMS2 Pro that has 4 spools, you just want a single one, that's what this is supposed to help with. The retail price is $140. The retail price, what is the retail price of the AMS2 Pro is $299. So this is about half the price of the AMS2 Pro, a little less than half the price of the AMS2 Pro. And something that I do think is pretty cool is that it has its own built-in displays right here. So on the other AMS units, you get all the info from those on your printer's display, but the HT actually has a little bit of info right there, including humidity. That's something that's kind of become a weird obsession for me lately, is like reducing humidity as much as possible. I've been successful, so maybe I'll make a video about that. Anyway, let's open this, see what it's like, and then set it up. Now I did mention, just to clarify, Bambu did send this as part of the package they sent with the H2C. I'm not under any obligation to make videos or say anything or do anything, but just want to be super clear, they did send this over. I did not pay for this myself. I bought my P2S, my extra AMS2 Pro, and all of my filament and accessories and all that kind of stuff I bought myself, but the H2C, the AMS2 Pro that came with that, and this were sent over by Bambu. So, let's see what we got here. Oh, this looks like the material. This is like the old DJI drones. In here we have the AMS HT, which is basically just a little bit bigger than a single roll of filament, single spool of filament. It does come with a power cable. You can daisy chain these together, but they do need their own bit of power. And it does come with desiccant silica, so I have been actually printing my own versions of these, but I'll start out with this one. And now we have the data cable too as well, so this is how you can connect it to the printer or daisy chain it to another unit. And that's everything that's in the box. All right, and here is, that's adorable. Oh wait, okay, I was gonna say, did it not come with any tubes? But no, there are tubes inside, which is tubular. Now the super satisfying. So here's the front. When I plug this in, we should see the display that actually shares some info right here. There's nothing on this side, nothing on that side. There's like a little insert here. It looks like it might be for some maintenance, it says. And then on the back, we have our power unit, our data connectors, what is this, an air vent, and then the filament connector, and then a bypass, and then it just lifts up. I am gonna need the quick start guide because the regular AMS units have like a finger tab. Is that what this does not have that. This is where the quick start guide comes in handy. Okay, so on the bottom, this is an air intake. We've got our locking tab, TPU filament outlet. So that's what this bypass is for TPU. So it says this thing just should pop out. Oh yeah. Is that magnets? Oh, it is. I guess you just kind of smush the desiccant down in there and then pop this roller back on here. And I've got my PTFE tubes here, so we can go set this up. And the reason that Bambu sent this with the H2C is because the H2C has 2 nozzles, and one of them has the interchangeable thing where it'll do the vortex system and change them all out. And so it makes sense to connect the AMS2 Pro to that input, so that way it just has all those filaments or all those materials ready to swap out with different nozzles. And then there is an external spool holder for the other nozzle that does not swap out, so that way it could just be one material. Adding the AMS HT to that just gives you, like I mentioned, all that automation and all the drying functionality and all the like RFID communication, convenience, along with the AMS2 Pro. And conveniently, this is the exact right size to fit on top of the H2C with the AMS2 Pro on top. So it's sort of almost like it was designed that way intentionally. What I've actually done for my setup is a little bit different. I have my P2S right here and then my H2C over here. And there are currently 3 AMS2 Pros. So the P2S, this one, the tinier printer, came with an AMS, and the H2C came with an AMS, and I had bought this second one for the P2S after I got it. Because of the just extra capabilities of the H2C, I've had the second AMS connected to that, because even though the second nozzle doesn't change out, if you connect an AMS to that, it's basically the exact same capabilities as the P2S with an AMS. So, you know, it can still change out materials, do the color changing. It still then creates the same amount of like purge waste and everything as the P2S would. But it just kind of, for me, it just made sense. That printer is designed for maximum multi-material, multicolor, multi-filament workflows. So I just kind of wanted to max that out. So that means with the HT over here, I'm actually going to end up putting this on my P2S, so this will just be a 5th roll of filament for that, and we'll see how that works. Since I'm going to be using the HT with the P2S here, I think what I'm gonna do is make some room and put it next to this AMS2 Pro here. So this will be extra filament for the big printer, and the HT will be extra filament for the P2S. So as soon as I connected the HT, I plugged it into power, added the PTFE tube, and connected the data cable. I might shorten the length of the PTFE tube in the future once I know for sure where this is gonna stay positioned. And as soon as I plugged it in, the power display came on here. There's no filament in there currently though. And then right away the P2S detected it and said there's a new firmware update that needs to be installed. So you can see here, there's the P2S, the AMS2 Pro 1, and now the HT, which needs a firmware update. So we're going to update that. 20 to 30 minutes, we'll see. Rather than 20 to 30 minutes, that took about 20 to 30 seconds, and now it is all done, updated, and I would think ready to go. If I go into my filament, look at that, I've been able to get my AMS2 Pro down from 46% to 19%, so that's pretty cool. Let's put some filament in here. I actually haven't had any red filament until now, so I just got a roll of PLA Basic, and that's what we're gonna put in here, and I think as soon as I just put this in the little tube, it should go. There it goes, it's pulling it in. And I did notice on the AMS2 Pro, this handle is just a handle, and then you have these little plastic tabs that are locks. And on the HT, this is actually a latch. So you kind of push this, and this is what locks it or unlocks it, and then I push it down, and it kind of snaps in to lock things in. And then because I am using Bambu filament that has the RFID tag, it recognized it right away as red PLA. Currently it says that the humidity is 41% in there. We'll see if that goes down over time. If not, I might do some customizations to make sure it is good humidity. So that's really all there is to it when it comes to setting up the HT. The process would have been pretty much exactly similar on the H2C because it also already has the second filament like buffer or hub or whatever. And the P2S also comes with that filament hub on the back if you get the AMS combo version. If you want to get the HT and you're adding it to a printer, something really important to keep in mind is to double check that your printer can accept either an AMS or an additional AMS. Depending on the configuration and the printer you have, you might have to get some hubs and buffers and things like that. So just kind of keep that in mind. Fortunately, with both of these setups, since these were both bought as combo units that came with AMS units already, I didn't need to buy anything else. Just when I got my additional AMS2 Pro, I didn't need to add anything, it connected super easily. Same with the HT, it connected super easily. And now it's ready to go, and I really, really like this 3D printing setup that's evolving in here.